Guys and gals, and in the previous video I did mention that I was going to be patronizing another place that I did not yesterday, which is Saturday, because today is Sunday. If you watch it today, it's Sunday. If you watch it like a year from now and it's a Monday, don't quote me on that. Anyway, so I went out to this guy's house on Saturday after we worked the food bank, because we usually always do the food bank in the early morning. So we called this guy up, and well, my brother did, and he's like, hey, my brother's wanted to help you. So I went over to his house and we helped him. Now this guy's really cool. We've known him for I want to say about a year or so, maybe. I don't know, maybe two, I don't know. But anyway, he has his own bee farm. Well, anyway, so he's like, okay, one day I should take you to the bee farm. And I was actually excited. I kind of wanted to go. So we went, not yesterday, but the last week. And it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. So we recorded a video, and it's on my Instagram right now. And it's on other stuff, but part of it is cut out. So I wanted to post the whole video, but it was just way too long, so I should have snipped part of it. But anyway, when we were recording, I guess I was getting too close, and apparently the bees were coming after me, and I was like, ah, oh my god, ah! But some guy who's also a beekeeper told me to just walk like on the other side of his backyard, because we're in the backyard, and he said just walk that way and just keep walking around and they'll leave you alone. I said, oh, okay. So I did make the video, and it shows me freaking out and shit. If you watched it, yeah, it's going to be like that. So anyway, so we learned, basically what we learned is we saw him take the frames out of the hives. We saw him bring them inside, and then we learned how to cap them, which means you take like you cut the wax off or something, get down to the honey, and then you put it in this like shaker thing, and then the shaker thing separates the honey off of the plastic frames, I believe, and then he doesn't filter them. He only just like has a strainer that strains all the like the pieces and stuff out of it, so it's just like pure honey like this. So as you can see, this is just like your typical little wine beer jug thingy, and it looks really cool, and it tastes super good. Like, I'm always like eating this, like, I mean, not every day, like constantly, but like, I don't know, like a little drop here and there. I had one somewhere around here, but I think it was in a bag, and then it's just misplaced, but I'll find it and I'm gonna get back to eating it. Anyway, so we learned how to do that, and then he puts them in jars, but he mainly puts them in jars like this. And his name is Jerry Maxwell. He's a really great guy. He has a brother named Terry Maxwell. He's a truck driver right now, and he drives all around. And he's been kind of driving my brother around and get him inside the program to try to become a truck driver and stuff, which I think is super cool, because it's good to have somebody that's already in it that trains people, because he says he's a trainer. They can train my brother to do something that he really loves. And I, for one, really love that. I think that's super fantastic. I hope one day he becomes a truck driver himself, and he becomes like a gear jammer, like they say it. But really, you're not, because like Terry said, there's a lot of automatic trucks now, so you just start it, put it in drive, and go like you normally do. So no more gear jamming and stuff. Anyway, so this is, he calls it local honey, mainly because like he's just around here, not very far, like 10 minutes where I live, probably 10 minutes, but he calls it Maxwell Honey Family Bees. And as you can see, the address on there, the number and all that right there, if you want to call and get some. Now, I'm pretty sure we were talking about this when he was at the food bank yesterday, and I was saying, well, what if somebody, let's say out of state, wants some, and they call and they want some. Let's say they can't find it where they're at, like something that's actually like this. Like, you're really not going to see it like this at Walmart or Kroger, or, which is kind of sad, because I'm dissing my store because I work at Walmart, but like, this has all the good stuff that's not filtered out and all that stuff. It's really good. Now, you might be asking, like, how much is this? Now, things like this, like little ones, he actually just doesn't really charge for these. He actually just gives them away. Like here's one that I've had for quite some time. It's in a tiny little bear, and he normally has tiny little labels he puts on the stomach, but he didn't do it on this one. But these are like the samples. He gives these out. Now that's really cool. It's a honey bear. Now, as you can see, it's actually darker than your most honeys that you would buy at Walmart and all that. That's because, like, all the good stuff is in it. They didn't filter it out. Now, I wish I can, like, turn the camera to, like, Jerry and let him kind of explain, like, what's in it, what's not. Now, they did say that this can actually prevent, like when I've been taking this a lot more, I have not been sneezing as much. So the allergies out here don't bother me, because I think they said pollen is in here or something. So when you ingest it, it helps with allergies or something. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. But it's really good honey. I've had it ever since I met the guy first. When I met him first, I said, "Hey, I want a sample." He gave me this, and I tried it, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's good." I've seen people use it in, like, barbecue foods. Like, you put a little bit of honey in barbecue food. In fact, we had Sloppy Joe's that day that we helped him, and they put a little bit of his honey in there, and it was so good. I mean, it is so good. Now, like I said it before, you might want to be asking how much are these bottles worth. Now, he doesn't just sell them like this. He also sells them like this, and I'll tell you the difference between this and this. Now, besides price range. Now, the price of this is just pure honey, like just pure honey, nothing inside it, nothing. This is $10, okay? Not bad for pure honey without all the stuff filtered out. I know you can go to Walmart and get them for like $3 or $4 or whatever they are now. I don't know, because I don't really buy it. But $10, and this is the purest honey you can practically ever get. It's one of the best I've ever tried. Like, I've had it all, and, you know, I really love this. If I had to buy honey, I'd rather pay $10 for this and know I'm getting the real thing and actually prevent me from having allergies that are worse than going out and buying, like, a jar, like a honey bear like this but bigger, and it's $3 and it does nothing because it's like sugar water, they said. So anyway, so this is $10 and all it has is honey. Now, if you want to know what's the difference between this and this, basically what's in here is a actual honeycomb. Basically from the bees themselves that they made it. I don't know if you can see it too well, but there's a honeycomb in there. You can probably see that part real well. It's like right in there. Now, what happens is he's got these frames that are not plastic, that are just like a frame that the bees basically make themselves. And when they make the honeycomb like that, they make it themselves, and he cuts it into like wafers and puts them in here. Now, you can... I was told that you can eat the wax, but you don't have to. Or if you get enough, like if you buy enough jars and you get enough wax, you can actually dry them out real good and melt them down and make like wax soap or something. I mean, I was told that you can do that. But basically, they're good. You can suck on them. I know people are going to say that, take it out of context and say suck on wax. You know what? Really? Like, oh my God! Like, you know, do you know what's wrong on the internet? But anyway, this jar is actually 15. And the reason why it's 15 is because you get the honeycomb with it instead of just the honey, and it's a little bit bigger as well. As you see, this is probably taller. As you can see, there's a bubble that just went up. It was a huge bubble. Yeah, he's going to say there's going to be bubbles that go up here. That just lets you know that it's real and not fake, I guess. But this honeycomb is actually really cool. I actually pulled this. I actually got this pulled from when we worked with them for someone else, because I do that for people, because if they work at the food bank and they basically help others, then he likes to help them too. So apparently I asked him for this and he gave it to me, and I'm going to give it to her eventually. I don't know when I can. But she works at the food bank as well sometimes. She's not always there. But she requested one, and I said, well, okay. So I remember to get it. My brother didn't, but that's fine. But anyway, it's really cool. It's nice to look at. You can kind of play with it and watch some of the wax just float all over the place. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really cool. He gave us a lot of the honeycombs, and we just kind of sucked on them the whole time, and it was really good. But don't eat too much, because one person kind of did eat a little too much, and they started getting like sick or something, like because they were eating too much, But yeah, it's really pure honey. It's really great. I love it. If you guys like it, here's the number for it again. So just basically call that number and say, hey, I live so and so here, is there a way you can send me some? I don't know. If you're local, if you live around me or something like that, and you want some, you see the video and you're like, hey, I want some, let me know, or let me know, or just call the guy himself. Like, why would you want to go to the middleman when you can go to the guy himself? Like, just call him and say, hey, I live on Fox Run, or I live on Imperial Oaks, and I would like some. Can you deliver it to me, or do I have to pick it up, or do I have to go? Can I have like 50 jars? It doesn't. I wouldn't buy 50 jars. 50 jars of $10. That's $500. But that's a lot of jars. I don't think he can do that. But that much. But I don't know. But yeah, little ones like this. Like if you want a taste or something, let him know. Like if you want to go out of your way and say, hey, I want a taste, I want a sample, I want to try it for myself. Let him know, and he'll probably give you a bear. He'll probably give you one of these. I don't know. I prefer one of these, but it is what it is. And I love the guy. I love the guy to death. He's really cool. I call him my B-Dad. There's a reason why I call like everybody like B-Dad or Farm Grandpa and all this other stuff. They just have like there's just their nicknames. So I don't always have to go, hey Jerry, hey Jerry. I can call him B-Dad, B-Dad, what's up? Like when we meet at the skate park, we can say, hey, B-Dad, what's up? And then give him a hug and say, hey, thank you for being here. I missed you. What's up? So anyway, that's all I have to say in this video. And that's patronizing somebody that I truly love, that does a lot of good work for the environment and helps people and stuff like that too. So his name is Jerry Maxwell. He's a really great guy. His brother is Terry Maxwell, a truck driver, and I really like him too. He's really cool. We hung out Monday morning. So anyway, that's all I just have to say. So if you like what you saw in this video, if you want to call him and talk to him about bees, or if you want to get into the bee business yourself, call him and let him know. He'll tell you everything you need to know. What frames to buy, where you should put the hive, and all sorts of stuff. Now make sure if you go out and play with bees that you wear a bee suit. We weren't wearing a bee suit. Me and my buddies were not wearing a bee suit, so we didn't get too, or we tried not to get too close, but they came to us. So I hope that you guys are safe when you do this. Just please wear a bee suit if you're going to do this. And, always be careful of what you do when you're doing this, because it can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for, to my buddy Jerry for supplying the honey. I really appreciate it. I know he's going to give me another jar. He told me the other day, he's like, I said, I really like the honey. I down it pretty quick. He goes, would you like another jar? I said, yeah, I would like another jar. Well, I kind of asked him. He didn't really tell me. So he said, well, I can give you another jar. And I said, cool, thanks, appreciate it. I love it so much. It's just so wonderful. And it's good in tea and coffee and everything. So I'm sorry for dragging the video out too long, but guys, have a wonderful time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.